Every new well-crafted diamond is a valuable success story in deciphering Mother Nature's code of beauty. The released charm energizes and harmonizes us with a rhythmic, kaleidoscopic dance of colorful flashes and brilliant splashes. It seems that everyone, once exposed to this miracle, will inevitably become a diamond beauty chaser forever. Is this true? There is a huge pool of potential diamond fans. The engagement ring tradition still brings many people to their first date with diamond's unmatched miracle. This first experience very much defines the lifelong attitude and how many people return to continue their relationship with ultimate beauty. If their first affair was unexciting, and many of the consumers would not like to continue their diamond experience, it could eventually spoil even the engagement ring habit. So, the returning fans are a sensitive indicator of a healthy industry. Many of us care about our own health, choosing our diets, for example. Think about the type of food ingredient that would be nutritionally ideal for you at this moment. For example, would it be blackberries, whole grain rice, steak, or something else? Suppose you find that one ideal ingredient. Imagine eating only that for a long time, for a very long time. In fact, forever. In the long run, would you be healthy? No. An ideal forever does not bring to a healthy condition. You will very quickly find out that the combination of two great intents, ideal and forever, results in a very unhealthy condition. This is a strong conclusion, so let's check it. Imagine someone who has bought an ideal diamond wants to continue their experience with diamonds. What are their options? Basically, there are two. One more ideal with the same price, but then there's no new achievement, no new beauty, no progress. Thus, not exciting. The second option could be a bigger ideal stone. If it is twice as expensive, it will make an impression of just 20 to 25% of a bigger item. Is this progress value for money? And also then, the first purchase significantly loses its psychological value next to the new stone. This is why the ideal proposition is so ruinous for the market. It rigidly limits users' further progress in relationship with diamond beauty, and therefore limits the number of returning clients. Why, then, has it happened that the industry has forged the proposition of ideal? It was developed to address the main product challenges. So what are they? A diamond as a product is very small. It is difficult to spot the details and compare diamonds for newbies without special training. This is diamond challenge number 1. Challenge number 2. Diamonds come in a huge variety of cuts and material features, and are very expensive. If a diamond shop stocks just the most popular varieties in color, clarity, and size, the inventory of the round cuts alone will be at least 250,000, better up to 1 million. In order to stock other girdle shapes, one shop has to freeze up to 12 million in inventory. If we consider the 3 largest Chinese jewelry retail chains together with their 4,000 stores, we will find out that they need at least 1 billion to stock round varieties and 40 billion to stock fancies. At the same time, the value of diamonds they sell is about 3 billion. Then, the cost of inventory with fancy cut varieties will be close to the current sales value. If the introduction of fancy stock leads to double sales, then keeping this huge stock in shops is commercially doubtful. So, we have to use another solution for offering the indulgence of fancy varieties other than just straightforward keeping of huge stock in shops. The professional slang describes mainly the material properties. It hardly helps to explain the key product benefit to consumers, an impression which a diamond makes. This actual screenshot demonstrates a 60% price range difference per carat in an offer for stones with completely identical 4Cs parameters. And retail is not able to justify this difference to consumers clearly. This is challenge number 3. There is always something in between the consumer and the product, glass or a salesman. So there's no comfortable way to start bonding with the diamond. There's no possibility for a test drive to understand better the consumption realities. This is challenge number 4. Next, it's not possible to promote diamonds with printed materials because they are unable to adequately communicate the key features, brilliancy, and fire. This is challenge number 5. When a seller wants to explain the difference between two diamond impressions, it's not an easy thing to do. A seller and buyer looking at the same diamonds at the same moment will see different images because they always see the diamond from a different direction, which is critical for appearance. If, while comparing two stones, a seller says, "Look, the round has more fire flashes than cushion," at that very same moment, the buyer might see the opposite. Cushion has more fire flashes. The next challenge is the core diamond category image, which was shaped to address the concerns and values of the two post-war periods. Many of the core values are still relevant for people. But new values have come to our life since that time. You've heard about new generations, millennials, Gen Z, and so on, and the new values they are committed to. The diamond category image has not been adjusted yet to absorb new features like high-tech, achievement, self-expression, involvement, the fun of sharing experiences and impressions. A lot of end users still believe diamond workers are child laborers, polishing stones somewhere in dirty and poorly lit premises, while in fact, diamond processing is a sophisticated industry based on patented technologies and computer-based processes. This is challenge number 7. How did the industry address the challenges in the pre-digital age? Any guess? Well, yes, you are probably right with the ideal cut proposition. What does ideal mean? A declared reference which guarantees certain optical performance quality. This strategy is still used by many marketing initiatives like super duper ideal diamonds, the most real super ideal diamonds, and so on. While solving one set of problems, the ideal proposition creates an even bigger problem. Consumers are confused with so many ultimate references that they lose their trust in the product, lack enjoyment, and feel negative motivation. Seduced by an ideal claim, they realize at the end of the day that they get completely a non-ideal. This much far from flawless, that much far from white color, and that much far from a cut reference. How do potential diamond fans feel overall? Listen to a real consumer's voice at the Needscope forum. A lady is going to make a somewhat $60,000 purchase up to 3 carats. What would you say? Lucky her? Listen to the reality.
I have been wrestling with the color issue for months.
Does that sound like enjoyment? More like a struggle.
I don't necessarily want to pay the premium, but this will be the last diamond I buy, and I don't want to settle.
What does she want, in other words? She wants her diamond to make an impression worth the money she pays. And she is able to pay premium, extra money, but no one cares to help her to do this with fun. She is completely alone in this battle.
This is so much money that I am almost paralyzed by fear of making the wrong decision.
Until the industry is capable of accepting money in a peaceful and enjoyable manner and leaving pleasant memories on the selection and purchasing process, the repeating purchases are at a great threat. Are consumers almost paralyzed by fear when choosing cars, designer bags, clothes, and so on? And wait, is there an ideal and forever proposition in other luxury goods? An ideal famous designer's dress forever? Is there an ideal luxury car forever? Sounds weird. Let's consider the benchmarks. Leading brands in developed markets invest a lot to understand emotional drivers, which define enjoyment. They say strong emotions are at the hearts of strong brands. There are practical models in place to describe different groups of consumers from this perspective. We will use as an example the Needscope model. It distinguishes segments from very different key emotional drivers, like status, challenge, sophistication, affiliation, or fun, to name a few. The following short video demonstrates the difference between consumer segments. When you watch the video, remember what emotions the red segment represents. The core psychological need of all luxury consumers, including diamond lovers, is to self-express their diverse personalities via the products they buy. They enjoy products with impressions which appeal to them, and the products which make a relevant impression on other people. The automotive industry, for example, offers a wide range of high-end cars. Do you remember what the key emotional drivers were for the red segment? Yes, it stands for strong, energetic, and daring intentions. And in the automobile industry, you'll see, for example, Ferrari using daring propositions and mostly the red color to target these consumers. Checking segment by segment, you find different automotive products to address different identities and make different impressions. In Diamond Lovers are the same clients from the same planet Earth. Until we colonize Mars, we have only one planet for the high-end cars and diamonds, the same consumers. It is reasonable to give these consumers a similar choice of several high-end products and diamonds. But what do we see in reality? Just one colorless cut below 5 carats with robust high optical performance, the round brilliance cut, which is already generic in the market. So, there is no means for all these diverse human individualities to express themselves with their specific diamonds. This task is left for jewelry design, which customizes diamond pieces with round cuts. Imagine a number of proprietary fancy cuts with optical performance at the round cut level. Their special appeal addresses the different segments of consumers. The development of better and better products is a permanent process like in any other luxury market. This allows to switch from the deadly combination of the ideal and forever propositions and brings us to the formula of the sustainable development cut innovations forever, which can be visualized with the yin-yang symbol, where complementary opposites interconnect for a permanent development. These two complementary opposites are product and promotion with the corresponding features. If you again consider the competitive markets, you'll see that the successful luxury brands follow this pattern. Product changes regularly creating fashion waves while the core proposition stays still for about a generation of consumers. This is vice versa for diamonds. The product stays the same, ideal round, but the slogans confusingly change: the best friend, raise your right hand, a cut above, future value, real is rare, and so on. But what should be the right core message to distinguish diamonds out from the luxury competition? All luxury products are about a masterly crafted impression. What do people value in diamond impressions most of all? The key feature of diamonds is a combination of brilliance and fire. Brilliance is a uniquely masterly crafted optical phenomenon when people perceive objects brighter than they are in reality. No other luxury product has brilliance, so it's brilliance that makes the unique and special diamond impression and should be the basis for the common language with consumers, because that is what people admire in diamonds. We've already imagined a range of fancy cuts with the optical performance at the round cut level. However, all these cuts will have a different balance of fire and brilliance and different patterns. This type of difference is a great opportunity to tune to specific consumer needs. For example, the fun-driven personalities in the Needscope classification most likely will like stones with more fire. Communication in a diamond shop has to start with a dynamic chart similar to the one presented here. Here, people see that diamonds can be beautiful in many different ways and can make different types of impressions. The seller clarifies the role of the lighting and follows the client's needs and emotions to be addressed with a diamond. For example, princess crushed iced cuts are appealing to young, active people, but it's not good for mature consumers because they may not see the tiny flashes of these cuts. Cuts in central zones are universal for all types of personalities. The bottom left corner shows cuts which are the best to perform in bars, restaurants, and theater lighting conditions, while the right corner for outdoor and office light conditions. What is strategically wiser these days? The first option is to bring consumers to a single famous peak, having a crowd of competition nearby. And by the way, many companies offer to bring tourists to Mount Everest, but almost no tourists summit Everest repeatedly. Another option is to introduce the clientele to a beautiful terrain with several breathtaking peaks and guide them in their lifelong trip. Here, all personalities achieve exclusive combinations of peaks, matching their life paths and emotional needs, because exclusivity today is in the personal collection of summits. So, it is the right time to make your choice on where to lead your clients. In the next videos, we will cover the key aspects of diamond appearance that is critically important to consumers, like spread, brilliancy, fire, face-up color, and so on. Stay tuned.